The Senate averted a government shutdown by passing a stopgap spending measure. The GOP-written bill will fund the government through September 30, 2025. The vote was 54 to 46, reflecting the deep partisan divisions in Congress. 10 Democrats joined all Republicans to overcome a potential filibuster. The bill's passage came after days of intense negotiations. Lawmakers faced a midnight deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown. The bill now heads to President Trump's desk for his signature. The stopgap measure is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. Congress has struggled for years to pass full-year spending bills. This has led to a cycle of stopgap measures and government shutdowns. The passage of this bill provides temporary relief. However, it also underscores the challenges facing Congress in addressing the nation's fiscal issues. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer faced criticism from within his own party for supporting the stopgap measure. Schumer argued that a shutdown would be disastrous. He believed it would give Trump and his allies more power to unilaterally defund and dismantle government agencies. Many Democrats disagreed with Schumer's assessment. They argued that the stopgap measure represented a capitulation to Trump's demands. They were concerned about the lack of specific spending instructions. This lack of detail, they argued, created potential slush funds that Trump could use at his discretion. Despite these concerns, Schumer maintained that his decision was in the best interest of the country. He urged his Democratic colleagues to support the measure as the only viable option to avoid a shutdown. The division within the Democratic Party highlights the challenges of navigating the current political landscape. President Trump used the spending bill debate to launch fresh attacks against his perceived enemies. In a fiery speech, he criticized the Justice Department under the Biden administration. He accused the department of being weaponized against him and his allies. Trump vowed to use his power to exact retribution on his opponents. He signed an executive order targeting the Paul Weiss law firm. The order restricted the firm's activities, including suspending security clearances and limiting government interaction. This action follows similar moves against other law firms that represented Trump's opponents. Trump's actions were widely condemned by legal experts. They viewed the executive order as an abuse of power and an attempt to intimidate and silence his critics. The move further escalated tensions between the White House and the legal community. The Senate's passage of the stopgap spending measure was accompanied by a series of contentious votes on amendments. Democrats introduced amendments to restore IRS funding, reinstate fired veterans, and cut off funding for Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. These amendments were all defeated. In a separate development, Senator Marco Rubio took the extraordinary step of declaring South African Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool persona non grata. Rubio accused the ambassador of harboring anti-American and anti-Trump sentiments. The expulsion further strained relations between the two countries. The Senate's actions, from passing the spending bill to expelling a foreign ambassador, highlight the current political climate. The partisan divide is deep and the stakes are high. The coming months will likely bring further confrontations and controversies as the country navigates a deeply divided political landscape.